Chapter 4: The Three L's. I have proposed an acronym that might help people think twice before entering a relationship. The three L's consist of lust, limerence, and love. And I want to point out that 99% of my listeners from high school have probably never heard of the word limerence, unless they are studying or actively researching psychology or human behavior. Without further ado, let's get started with lust. In a crush context, lust is an intense desire based on someone's physical looks, body, or chemistry, which is centered on one's own sexual desire rather than their character or personality. Lust can be driven by a fantasy between the individual and their crush, but it can fade once they notice each other's flaws. According to the Philosopher Stone, a discussion group at the Armstrong College of Liberal Arts, they questioned whether lust serves as a healthy purpose through a meaningful relationship where it prioritizes passion and partnership, or creates harmful desire that devastates love in situationships. Even if one immerses themselves in lust through fantasies, I believe that such strong desire can only be moral if one establishes unrequited loyalty and genuine love for one's soul partner. This allows someone to develop sympathy without breaking commitment, which in turn leads to a more harmonious relationship. Don't get me wrong, lust can still hijack our cognitive thinking, and because of this, we tend to fantasize about our crush without looking at the red flags or reality as a whole. The only way we can combat this is to delete distractions and foster self discipline and optimism in life. Here's an acronym that you can follow to combat this. It's called ANTHEM. A means to avoid triggers. N stands for nay, saying no to thoughts quickly. T means to turn your mind to Christ. H means to hold onto promises. E means to enjoy satisfaction. And M means to move into productive activity. Then we have limerence. You may have never heard of the word limerence ever in your life, but it is a psychological term discovered by Dorothy Tenov in 1979. When someone enters a state of involuntary obsession with another person, it describes one's ability to create intrusive thoughts, daydream, and overanalyze about their crush. That is limerence or severe infatuation. You will know that you have limerence when you experience high highs and low lows. For instance, you may feel extremely euphoric and productive during a crush's responsiveness, but despair, anxiety, or physical sickness during times of withdrawal or self isolation. It can be triggered due to insecurity, vulnerability, or low self esteem from childhood trauma. The authors of the Philosopher Stone collection reference Dostoevsky's White Nights to compare the bachelor's delusion between his limerent fantasy and disappointing reality of a married woman. His blindness to reality reflects the time when I often daydream about my school crush, which creates a distraction between my emotions and my schoolwork. I even feel like gulping at certain times of the day because of how intense my limerence is becoming as the silence grows. Limerence is traditionally a one sided concept, but it can also apply to both individuals who have a crush on each other. This is called mutual limerence, which is a rare type of infatuation that creates intense obsession with similar symptoms of nervousness and inability to stop thinking about the other person. This can last from several months to years, by the way. And according to the article, the only way limerence can be stopped is to prioritize self love and accept past flaws, since we are all humans at the end of the day. And the third and final L of my acronym is love. We have already discussed that lust is solely based on superficial attraction, while limerence is primarily focused on long term emotional obsession. So, what is real love? It is about commitment and balance between our emotions and our recognition of the other person. When we love, we set boundaries, create mutual understanding, shared values, and trust. When lust and limerence bring anxiety and obsession, love carries peace and harmony, transforming a situationship into a real committed relationship. This means that partners must work together as a team during hardship and accept the reality we currently live in, including the flaws that make us human. So, overall, love requires us to let go of toxic attachment, dependency, and obsession to build on direct interaction and clarity in a crush. While I was scrolling on social media, an advertisement popped out and showcased First Corinthians chapter 13 verse 4 to 7 from the New International Version, which stuck out to me. And it stated the following: Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. These verses demonstrate that an individual should have patience and kindness by enduring difficulties and seeking good for others. Furthermore, love is free from jealousy, ego, pride, and insolence. It creates an opportunity to foster selflessness and let go of the past. Nevertheless, it does not dwell on one's suffering, but instead emphasizes truth and integrity. And finally, love never gives up. It endures in every circumstance, despite the obstacles and constraints. We are halfway through the month of May, and therefore, we are almost finished with this series. In chapter 5, the study becomes much heavier as I uncover the push and pull cycle and the anxious avoidant attachment. We will also differentiate between a fearful and a dismissive avoidant and how they can be applicable in both a committed relationship and a situationship. Thank you.